Shalom. And welcome, beloved congregation. As we gather today around the sacred words of Torah, may our hearts be opened and our spirits attuned to the timeless wisdom of our tradition. This week's Torah portion is entitled From Suspicion to Shalom, and it offers us a rich and multi-layered tapestry woven with strands of blessing, revelation, suspicion, redemption, and peace. It brings together two powerful themes, the priestly blessing and the ritual of the Sotah, the suspected adulteress. Both speak deeply to the nature of human relationships, between us and God, and between one another. We begin with one of the radiant centerpieces of this portion, the Birkat HaKohanim, the priestly blessing, found in Numbers 6:23 through 27. It is composed of 3 lines that ascend like steps in a spiritual ladder. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. This blessing, spoken only by the Kohanim, descendants of Aaron, is performed with uplifted hands shaped into the Hebrew letter Shin, representing the divine name. Yet, beyond the formal mitzvah, these words are cherished by all of Israel. Parents bless their children with them each Shabbat, transmitting the flow of love from heaven to earth. Each line holds a world of meaning. The first, consisting of 3 Hebrew words, asks for material blessing and divine protection. Rashi explains that to bless refers to success in worldly matters, while to keep indicates safeguarding from harm or loss. The Midrash compares it to a servant entrusted with treasure by a king. What use is the treasure without protection? So too our blessings require divine guardianship. The second line deepens in intimacy. May his face shine upon you. Rashi likens this shining to the light that clothed Adam before the fall, radiant, pure, and divine. Isaiah 60 assures us that such divine light pierces every darkness. When God's face shines, we know we are seen and embraced. Then comes the crescendo. May he lift his face toward you and give you peace. The Hebrew word shalom is not merely the absence of conflict. It is wholeness, harmony, restoration. The Zohar explains this peace as a sacred union between heaven and earth. In John 14:27, Yeshua echoes this blessing. Peace I leave with you. Rabbi Shmot highlights the divine initiative behind the blessing. While it may seem the Kohanim are the source, the Torah clarifies, I will bless them, Numbers 6:27. The Kohen is a conduit, but the blessing originates from God himself. Even the Kohanim are not left out. Sifri Sotah teaches that God personally blesses them, declaring, I will bless them. The sages delve into the structure and mystery of the words. Vichunika, and be gracious to you, signifies more than favor. It points toward divine wisdom and the indwelling presence of God that rests wherever Torah is learned in unity. Just as the windows of the temple projected light outward, we too are meant to be vessels of divine illumination, radiating truth and kindness into a darkened world. Each element of the priestly ritual bears weight. The blessing must be spoken in Hebrew with clear articulation in a state of love. The Kohanim stand barefoot, like Moses before the burning bush, for the ground is holy. The singular form of you used throughout teaches that though the blessing is given to the community, it touches each soul personally. Before uttering the blessing, the Kohen recites, Blessed are you, who has commanded us to bless his people, Israel be'ahava, with love. This sacred act climaxes in lifting, the lifting of hands, the lifting of hearts. And so as this portion begins with the command to lift the heads of the sons of Gershon, it ends with lifting faces heavenward, drawing down the fullness of God's light. But in the same breath that we are given a blessing of peace, we encounter a scene of potential betrayal, the ritual of the Sotah in Numbers 5. This ancient ceremony, where a husband suspects his wife of adultery, is among the most mysterious in Torah. The woman is brought before the priest. Holy water is mixed with dust from the Mishkan floor. The sacred name of God is written on parchment, then washed into the water. She drinks, and heaven judges. At first, this seems harsh, but the sages urge us to look deeper. The Talmud, Sotah 3a, teaches that a person does not sin unless a spirit of folly enters them. This shtut is not idiocy. It is the fog that clouds judgment, the pain that skews truth. The Sotah ritual is not simply about guilt or innocence. It is about restoring clarity. It is about uncovering what has been hidden, whether suspicion, sin, or sanctity. And yes, it is uncomfortable. The name of God is erased. But why? Midrash Rabbah tells us. God says, "Let my name be erased for the sake of peace between husband and wife." Shalom bayit, peace in the home, is so precious that even the ineffable name may be humbled for its sake. This erasing of the name echoes the suffering of the Messiah. Yeshua, the innocent one, drinks the cup of judgment, not for his sin, but for ours. As he prays in John 18:11, "Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" The Sotah is Israel. And Yeshua steps in as both the priest and the Redeemer, taking the shame and turning it into grace. In Romans 5:8, we are reminded, while we were still sinners, Messiah died for us. The Jerusalem Talmud adds yet more light. If the woman is innocent, she is not merely vindicated, she is transformed. If barren, she conceives. If plain, she becomes radiant. Her shame becomes glory. And what greater picture of the resurrection could we ask for? Yeshua, the wrongly accused, is lifted up in glory. What looked like disgrace becomes salvation. What was a cup of bitterness becomes a wellspring of mercy. Even more striking is that this ritual judges not only the woman. Talmud Sotah 27b teaches that if she is guilty, she suffers, but if her partner in sin is also guilty, the judgment touches him too. God's justice sees what man cannot. He is impartial. He is complete. Why, then, are these two seemingly unrelated topics placed side by side? The priestly blessing and the Sotah. Because both are about reconciliation, one through words of light, the other through waters of testing. Both bring us to the threshold of Shalom, between spouses, within the soul, and between us and God. The Tanya teaches that within each of us are two souls, the Nefesh HaBahamit, the animal soul that cries, "I want," and the Nefesh HaElokit, the divine soul that whispers, "I serve." These two are locked in constant battle. Paul echoes this in Romans 7. "I do not do what I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing." But this struggle is not failure. It is holiness. Every moment we choose kindness, Torah, humility. We let the divine soul shine through. The messianic age, says the Tanya, will come not when the animal soul is destroyed, but when it is transformed, when our earthly desires become vessels of holiness. Then peace will no longer be a fragile hope. It will be an indwelling presence. And so, beloved friends, this week's portion does not leave us with a list of rules or a historical ritual. It leaves us with a vision where shame is not the end of the story, where even bitterness can become a blessing, where holiness lifts its hands to bless, and God lifts his face to shine. It reminds us that peace is not passive. It is something worth striving for, protecting, and even sacrificing for. May we all become bearers of that peace. May our words bless, our hearts be clear, and our homes be full of grace. And may the name of God be written not only on parchment, but on our lives. Beloved congregation, as we draw this sacred time of learning to a close, may the words we have shared echo in our hearts throughout the coming days. May the wisdom of the Kohanim's blessing illuminate your path with grace. And may the mystery of the Sotah remind us all to pursue truth, healing, and peace in every relationship. Let us go forth, renewed by the radiance of God's face, restored by His mercy, and reassured by the promise of His Shalom. May this week be one of clarity and kindness, of purpose and peace. May the Holy One, blessed be He, bless your homes with joy, your hearts with courage, and your steps with righteousness. Shavua Tov, have a good and blessed week. Go in peace, and may the name of the Holy One rest upon you always. Amen.